I take this opportunity to speak my mind. How do I write poetry, rather poems? Actually, perhaps you know William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth once said, "A poet is a man speaking to his fellow man." So, I am a man. I am speaking to you, friends, now. So, as a human being, I am speaking to you. Then, perhaps you have heard about Raina Maria Rilke. Already, Gurma Vaido told about him. Actually, Raina Maria Rilke was a German poet. He was considered last great poet of European nation. Last great poet of European nation. Raina Maria Rilke once said, "Verses are experiences. Verses are experiences. Poems are experiences. So, not only feelings." So I, as a poet, always think that verses are experiences, not simply feelings. So, for the sake of one poetry, we must gather experiences. I would like to quote here Rilke's version. Rilke said, "A poet must see all the cities, men and things. One must know the animals, feel how do the bird flies, know the gestures with which little flowers open in the morning." You have to see how the bird flies, how the flowers are blooming. As a poet, you have to notice. So, without experiences, you cannot write. I would like to quote our very own Hiruda. Hirudai koisile, "Bhal kobita nu ki, obhikkotar bhal notun prakash." Hirudai teneke koisil. Aru actually, Rilke's idea is a poet as a consumer of experiences, and has really impacted me. And I used to carry this, views of Rilke within me. Now, how do I express my thoughts or feelings? Because I do express my thoughts or feelings with my medium or tool is words. Perhaps you have read Hamlet, madam. Hamlet poetry. Goodbye. Hamlet, you will find that Ki pohiasa Hamlet. Hamlet said, "Words, words, words." What you are reading now, words, words, words. That is important. So words are a tool for me. These are medium. So I have a poem. I do write in my mother tongue, that is Assamese. So I have a poem with me where I put like this. What are the words for me? Hobdo malish, word massage. In massage, word massage. The title of the poem is Word Massage. ভালৰো ভাল শব্দবোৰ বাছি জিভাৰ ভৰ আখৰ সামৰি মই আপোনাক মালিচ কৰিছো। আপুনি আৰাম পাইছেনে? সুখিনে আপোনাৰ অবস মাংস পেখি আৰু লেবেজান কোষবোৰ গাঁঠি গাঁঠি বিষ বুকুত কাঁহ কহ লৈ তুহ জুইত হাত সেকি মই শব্দ মালিচ শিকিছো অচিন শিপা অশ্ৰুতৰ গুটি বুটলি আনি স্মৃতিশালত পেৰিছো তুমি কবি জানা শব্দ ব্ৰহ্ম কি তুমি সেৱকী মানা গুৰু ভকতৰ হৰিধ্বনি ঋষি খাপত অহল্যা শিল হল গান্ধীৰ দেশত শীত শেষ প্ৰায় খাটি তেলেৰে মালিচ কৰা ভাৰত আৰু নাই ভালৰো ভাল শব্দবোৰ বাছি জিভাত সহজ কৰি মই আপোনাক মালিচ কৰিছো আপুনি আৰাম পাইছেনে This is my point. So, may I read the English, Hindi version? I have the Hindi version with me. शब्द मालिश बेहतरीन शब्द सुनकर जवान की कसरत समेटकर मैं आपको मालिश करता हूं आपकी आराम मिल रहा है ना खुशी है ना आपकी ढीली मांसपेशियां और निढाल कोशिकाएं पोर पोर में दर्द सीने में खसी बलगम लिए भूसी की आग में हाथ सेक कर मैंने शब्द मालिश सीखी है अनजानी जड़ अनुशी बीज बतरकर मैंने स्मृति के कल्लू में निसारा है तुम कभी जानते ही हो शब्द ब्रह्म क्या तुम सेवकी मानते हो गुरु भगत की हरिध्वनि ऋषि के शाप से पत्थर बनी अहल्या गांधी के देश में शीत लगभग खत्म शुद्ध तेल से मालिश करने लायक भारत अब नहीं रहा बेहतरीन शब्द सुनकर जुबान में आसान बनाकर मैं आपकी मालिश करता हूं आपको आराम मिल रहा है ना धन्यवाद perhaps you know one of the great Pakistani poet rather a pan-Indian poet is Faiz Ahmed Faiz. Have you heard of that? Faiz Ahmed, I like that line. What Faiz Ahmed Faiz said. He said, I quote, I do not really know how one writes. Sometimes while reading a book, a phrase or a sentence or an image or a rhyme slicks in mind and ultimately ends up in a poem. So these are the line I like. These are the wise saying by our great poet Faiz Ahmed Faiz. Do you know? May I ask you, who is the pioneer of modern poetry? Since we are observing World Poetry Day, on this occasion, we have to know something on who is the first, modernist as a poet, great modern poet. Pioneer. Have you heard of Edgar Allan Poe, an American writer, novelist, short story writer, and poet? Edgar Allan Poe was a great poet, and he was influenced by Charles Baudelaire. Have you heard of Charles Baudelaire, France? Let me another thing. Do you know what is the shortest poem? Shortest poem. It's a quiz for you. Shortest poem. I don't know the writer. I have forgotten the writer, but I know the poem. Payday is the shortest poem. You know, payday, Dormoha Dintu. So I try to convey my feelings with words and try to arrange the best word in the best in the best order. In this process, I used to prepare my poems. I used to prepare the words which I use daily in my daily conversation. And Wordsworth also tried that way. If Godima Baidu referred about Neruda, Pablo Neruda. Neruda also tried to be as closer to as conversation method. And the word, significance of word, very important. Let me tell an anecdote about John Keats. You know, have you heard of John Keats? I'm asking the students now. Have you heard of John Keats? Anyone? Who is he? Who was he? Who was he? John Keats. Very simple.
A romantic poet.
Yes, he was a romantic poet and died very early. Then he was a student of medicine. Keats and Stephen both were the student of medicine. There is an anecdote. In a room, they were together, Stephen and Keats. Both were the medical student, and Keats used to sit near nearby window. Then it's called Keats' Place, and here his inspiration came freely to him. That's why he was always nearby that window. That it is just a simple anecdote for you. This is the best example, one of the best example how one should use the words. If it is a constant joy, it will not have the same effect. When it becomes joy forever, it resonance is somewhat different. It has somewhat a magical attraction. Hence, this line is still with us. Then all poems are product of circumstance. That may not be an extraordinary one. I used to whenever some situation, some circumstance strikes me, it easily bring to my notice. That may not be a extraordinary one. Then I used to carry that seed within me. Then I used to carry, and then first draft of the poem always within my mind. I used to first draft of any poem within my mind. I do not write. When it's unbearable, then I started writing with words, my two. Then the correction is very important. Then after writing the poem, I do not immediately publish it. I kept it. I used to keep it for some time to do some corrections. I have revised so many poems several times, sometimes more than 25 times also. I used to revise. So I do not. The simplification of diction, I am always against it. Then watering down of the style will be a cultural suicide. I will always consider it like that. I do not simplify the things. I do not simplify the content. Then it will be a cultural suicide for me. After writing a poem, I have already I told you that I don't publish it. Keep it for some time. When I forgot about it, I do the revision part. Often I revise my poems because I revise my poems. I have a critic within me. I perceive that I have a critic within me because with his help I can do the revision. Because how do I know I have a critic within me? Because sometimes while writing a poem, I used to do the correction. Sometimes I throw it out because my critic used to tell me that this is not good. You have to be more perfect. You have to improve. My critic, he whispers in my ears that this is not good. You have to revise it. Thank you very much.